Hi, everyone. Welcome to a brand new episode of Not Aspirational. I'm your host, Hannah Aaron Brown. How are we doing, everybody? I cannot believe that we are already almost halfway through December. We have less than a month until we know how Stranger Things ends. And do we think Steve's going to die? Sorry to go on this tangent right away. I swear to fucking God, Duffer Brothers, you see me? If you do anything to that gorgeous man with that gorgeous head of hair, you're going to need to hide your address. You're going to need to go off the grid. You're going to need to go to Mars because me and a lot of other Stranger Things loving people are going to come for your asses. Come for yo ass. Anyways, can't believe we're halfway through December. Also, sorry, last thing. Diabolical on the Duffer Brothers part that they're releasing 3 episodes, I believe, on Christmas and then the finale on New Year's Eve. So let's just say, I mean, we know someone's going to die and it's going to be sad. Now, if it were Jonathan, would I cry? Probably not. Okay, probably not. I'm worried about Steve. I'm worried about Destin. Okay, I'm worried about those two. I don't see it being Max and I don't see it being 11. Might be Will Byers. But if it's Steve and if it's Destin, I'm going to be really fucked up. Will would suck too, but I think Steve and Destin would fuck me up the most. And I am worried for them. But you're telling me that the Duffer Brothers are like, we're going to drop the finale on New Year's Eve. So I just want us all to envision this together. We're all like getting ready. Maybe we're like making some food or like getting ready to go to a party. We pop some champagne. We watch Stranger Things. Then someone dies. It's going to be devastating. We know that. In some devastating way, Stranger Things ends. And we're all supposed to just like shrug and go get drunk with our friends and family. Are you out of your mind, Duffer Brothers? Are you out of your mind? I honestly would have rather them dropped it on New Year's Day so that we could all just be like hungover and crying together as a Stranger Things community. But Duffer Brothers said, no, I'm going to ruin your night. We're going to ruin your night in the most diabolical way possible. So I'm worried. And to all my friends who I'm partying with that night, sorry in advance if I'm just like sobbing the whole time and I'm not the most fun, but you can blame the Duffer Brothers for that. Okay, so we're heading into the holidays and I have some fun little like life updates for you. But the main point of today's episode is how to feel hot for the holidays, like practical tips to glow up between now and Christmas. With Dr. Barton, we handled mental health. Okay, that's all things mental. He had so many amazing tips. But these are like things that you can do, like posing tips, makeup, skincare, hair, fashion tips, so that if you're feeling a little like, I don't know how hot I'm going to feel during the holidays, you can do these things and it will bring you back to feeling hot. Because I think this time of year, we're all kind of out of our routines. We're burned out. We're doing our best to just get through the end of the year, get through the holidays. And sometimes as a result, maybe we feel like not the most well rested. Maybe we, feel a little puffy, a little tired, whatever it is. I have all the solutions for you today so that you're going to feel amazing at your holiday parties and whatever gatherings you have this year. But before we get into that, a couple housekeeping things. First of all, check me out on Dumpster Dive with friend of the pod, Tom Hamlet. He had me on to discuss Real Housewives of Salt Lake City last week and we had a blast. So check that out. A couple other Bravo things. I've been doing a Real Housewives of New Jersey season 2 rewatch because I have been listening to old episodes of Sexy Unique podcast where they recapped season 2 of Real Housewives of New Jersey in like 2019. And I've been a Sexy Unique podcast fan forever. I think Carrie and Laura are so fucking funny. And I think their recaps of season 2 of Real Housewives of New Jersey is some of the funniest podcast episodes I've ever listened to in my life. So I've been revisiting that. I've been back in my morning routine of getting up at 5 and like doing my like skincare, hair, makeup, brushing my teeth, all that, like before I start work at 7. So my little treat to myself has been listening to one episode of Sex Unique podcast, Tough Sicilian Bitches, every morning while I get ready. And it has been the biggest treat. So anyways, it inspired me to rewatch season 2 of Real Housewives of New Jersey. And I just finished it. It was so good. I never think to rewatch New Jersey. I generally just go back and forth between RHONJ and Vanderpump Rules, just like don't. I went back to Real Housewives of New Jersey and season 2 is so good. So then I was like, well, obviously I'm just going to keep watching season 3, right? And can I just say something? I fucking hate Jacqueline Laurita. I hate her. And I remember when the show came out, I was around Ashley's age. I think I'm like a year younger than Ashley. And I remember thinking, oh my God, like Ashley's such a fucking brat. Watching it back, oh my God. I don't know how Ashley didn't slap her mom across the face. I think Jacqueline is so fucking annoying. Like, I think she gets off on putting Ashley down. I think she gets off on like saying like little under her breath comments to make Ashley feel crazy. I think she loves gaslighting Ashley. I think she loves ganging up on Ashley with Chris. And granted, this was like fucking 20 years ago. So hopefully Jacqueline's gone to some therapy and is, better to her daughter now. But oh my God, Jacqueline Laurita makes that show like borderline unwatchable because I truly just want to like punch her in the throat. Metaphorically speaking, I would never physically punch someone in the throat. Especially I feel like with Real Housewives of New Jersey, you do have to make that distinction because they're always like pulling each other's hair, like shoving someone's shit in a candle, getting in full out brawls, at the posh fashion shows. So I do feel like I have to make that distinction. But if you're in the mood to watch something in the realm of Bravo, but holiday-tastic, definitely recommend those early seasons of Real Housewives of New Jersey because God, they're fucking good. God, they're good. In the same vein, in the Bravo vein, I went to my very first Bravo event last night where like I was actually invited by Bravo. And I've been fortunate enough to go to Bravo events before as a friend of in Bravo terms. But this was the first time I like got the email being like, hi, Hannah, we want you to come to this event. And it was for the new season of Vanderpump Rules. It was at SUR. And I was so honored and so excited. So I went to that event last night. I want to tell you a little bit about it. So first of all, going into the event, I was like, what the fuck do I wear? Because it's a Monday, it's West Hollywood, it's SUR, it's a sexy, unique restaurant. So I wanted to look sexy and unique, but I also didn't want to look like I was like doing too much. So towing that line is kind of hard because there was one time a couple of years ago, I went as a friend of to a holiday party with this like bougie entertainment management company in LA and the theme was disco. And I showed up in like a fur coat with like gems in my hair and like I went full disco and everyone else was in like a fleece and jeans and I felt really fucking stupid. So like dressing in a way that's appropriate is something that I take very seriously. And thankfully, Jake helped me pick out my outfit. I went with just like a black turtleneck, these little leopard hot pants that I actually got for my college-themed birthday party, black tights, my little black heeled mules, and then an oversized brown leather jacket. And then I did this DIY blowout. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see it. And I was really, really happy with how the look came together. I was so proud. And, it's like, if I had endless money, I would get like a spray tan for every occasion and I would get my hair blow dried and all that stuff. But I was like, listen, it's the holiday season. I'm on a budget. Jake and I have to move soon. We won't get into that. But I was like, I have to be a DIY bitch. And I love when I'm a DIY bitch and things just come together and I feel really beautiful. So was super happy that the look came together. I went with friends of the pod, Tess and Claire from Right Answers Mostly, and then our friend Alice. We went to Craig's before. We had martinis and dinner, and that was super fun. Respectfully. We were all kind of like, we're all planning on drinking heavily. This is a celebratory evening. We're out together as gal pals going to a Bravo event. Like, how special is that? But SUR is not my favorite food. And we knew they were going to have appetizers, but it's like you can't like drink martinis and eat like a goat cheese ball without falling down. So like we decided to go to Craig's and get like a nice hearty meal before, which was really, really fun. And then we went to the event. And I felt so fucking cool being like, hey, like, we're here for the event. And like being like, I'm Hannah Brown. And they're like, Hannah Aaron Brown? I was like, yes, Hannah Aaron Brown. And I was on the list and that felt really cool. So we go in and it was really fun because a lot of the other content creators that I like met at BravoCon or that I've like known for a while in the Bravo space were there, like Ben Mandelker, Courtney from Two Judgy Girls, Colt Paulson, Ryan Bailey, like, Carrie and Lara from Sex Unique podcast, they were there. So it was really fun to just say hi to everyone and schmooze. And then the Bravo social team was there. They're all fantastic. And so it was really, really cool. And then Lisa showed up and we got a picture with her and she was so nice. I was like, my husband has a crush on you. And Jake was like, you're wrong. I actually don't have a crush on Lisa. Like, you can't just use that line to get close to Bravo women. And I was like, A of all, I thought you did have a crush on Lisa. Pardon me for misremembering, because quite literally everyone has a crush on Lisa. And B, regardless, that line did work. She was like, oh, I'll take it. And I was like, well, obviously, Lisa, he has great taste. And she's like, oh, I know. And she's like, he'd be stupid if he didn't. And I was like, I agree. We got a group pic, me and Lisa and all the girlies, and it was a really cute pic. Then I ran into Robin from Girl Boss Town. We've been friends on Instagram, but like meeting her in person was great. And they had all these fun like activation setups, so you could like take an actual like proper photo with a photographer in the Sur Alley, which was really, really fun. So like we had fun with it. Like we got group shots, I got solo shots, and then there was also like a room, like a dining room where you could do like an opening credits type thing where you like turn around with a tray and like throw rose petals in the air. So that was super fun. It was like a glam bot type thing. And there was one more. What am I forgetting? Oh, and then you could take a photo in front of the Sir Rules sign, the like neon sign in the front. So it was really fun to just like take advantage of all those photo ops. And there's really nothing better than, you know, taking photos when you really like your hair, makeup, and outfit, like when a look comes together. And I've been practicing my posing. And I think sometimes in the past when I've gone to an influencer event, I felt a bit silly, like getting content and like making like a hot girl face when I pose and like really just like having fun with it. But BravoCon was such a refreshing reminder that any event you go to, you can decide like, I'm that bitch and I'm going to make the most of this and I'm going to have fun. Like being at BravoCon, I saw so many creators who had like their own like selfie sticks and lighting to make sure they got great photos, and like not being afraid to ask someone to take a photo with them and striking a pose and really like taking advantage of those moments and having fun with it. And like that taught me a lot. Like being around so many creators at BravoCon taught me a lot. So I went into this being like, I am here for one thing and one thing only, and that's to get content. Like that's why I was invited, to like have some fun, to chit chat with people, meet the cast, and enjoy myself, and then post it online. So God damn it, I did it. We did it up. Me and the girlies, we did it up. I met the cast of the new show. I met Venus, Natalie, Shane, Marcus. I think that's everyone and Audrey. And by the time this comes out, the second episode will have premiered, but they did say that the like last 15 minutes of the second episode are like those minutes wherever it's like, okay, we have a show. So I'm excited. And, you know, Vanderpump Rules is so iconic. I was talking to them about this. I was like, I mean, I can only imagine it has to be hard to like go into that and be like, hey, like we're going to reestablish this show that so many people love because of these very specific people on it. But they all seemed like very chill and very just like, yeah, we're just going to see what happens. We had fun. Like we think it's a good season, but like, let's just see. And they were really humble and cool and outgoing and sweet. And so I'm excited to see what happens this season. I really am. And also we saw Ken. I fucked up, you guys. Ken came in and I said hi to who I thought was Harrison, and his face goes like stone cold. He's like, this is not Harrison. And he said the name of the dog. I couldn't really hear him. And to be honest, I'm a little shocked that he could hear me. So never address Ken's dog if you don't know which one it is. I learned a tough lesson that day, but honestly, I would rather fuck up with Ken than Lisa. So yeah, also I saw Guillermo. So hot in person. Natalie was there too. I didn't have a chance to talk to her, but God, they're just a gorgeous couple. So fabulous. Guillermo's arm was huge. And then today he followed me on Instagram and I was like, I think I've peaked. Like, this is incredible. I'm honored that Guillermo followed me on Instagram. Now, who knows why? Who knows if he'll continue to follow me? But today was a good day. And honestly, the vibes were just really high. I love an event where it just feels like it's fun, the energy's up, but it didn't feel like anyone was being like judgy. Like it just felt very like fun, easy breezy, unserious, great vibes. And I'm really grateful I got to go. And then we got to bring this gift bag home, and it ended up being a Vanderpump Rules shaker with martini glasses that had the recipe to the pumptini on it. And I was like, damn, that's a good gift. I did see some other creators got home and their glasses had broken, but tea God, that didn't happen to me. I mean, it would have been fine if it did because the shaker obviously wasn't going to break, but it was so fun to do like a grand unboxing and be like, oh my God. And, you know, I said this on TikTok, but like, as someone who's watched Bravo since I was 14 years old, or as housewives like to say, since I'm 14 years old, it's so meaningful to like get invited to a Bravo event. And I used to watch Bravo with my mom. Like that was like our thing. So I can't help, as cheesy as it sounds and like ridiculous as it sounds, I can't help but feel like she is with me and that she's like so excited that I get to be in these spaces for both of us. So it was a great time, and hopefully more Bravo events, knock on wood, to come if I didn't fuck up too bad last night, which I don't think I did. And also, like, I think what's cool about being at this point in my career is like, even though like, of course I have social anxiety and I get like kind of spirally sometimes, ultimately like I'm proud of how I behave at events. And like, I think my imposter syndrome is slowly going away, and it's hard not to have imposter syndrome if you feel like you're sort of like progressing in your career, no matter what, you know, career field you're in. But if you need this reminder, I'm going to remind myself and remind you that when you are in a space where you're like, am I cool enough to be here? You are, because you are in that space. You're in that space for a reason. You got invited into that space for a reason. So just like take that and fucking run with it. I don't know if you can all tell. I'm sure you can. I'm finally out of my negative hole, which is really nice. You know, we had a low mental health couple months. That's showbiz. It's going to happen. But I'm excited to be ending the year on an optimistic note. And if you're not feeling so optimistic right now, I feel like I say this every year, that's okay. But hopefully some of these hot girl tips can help. And sometimes I find that when I'm in a mental low and I'm feeling out of control, it's so easy to be like, well, what the fuck does it matter? Like, seriously, the last like 2 months, I've just been like, you know, barely like doing my skincare in the morning, barely like moving, barely wearing real clothes, barely putting a bra on. Like, I've been kind of in like the depression scaries. And now that I'm back in my routine of like getting up early and getting ready and kind of putting myself together every day, it is so helpful to remind ourselves that we are in so much more control than it can seem like sometimes. And little things like flossing your teeth, doing your hair, doing your makeup, putting on perfume, putting on underwear you like, all those things can really make us feel like a grounded, solid version of ourselves. And even if you're like me and you work from home and you just want to wear like sweats, even wearing sweats with makeup on and your hair done, like Kardashian style, can make all the difference in the world. And obviously, like, it's easy to be positive when things are going well. And I think it can be hard to toe that line of like fully letting negativity take over and then going the like toxic positive route. Like, sometimes, as Dorinda Medley once said, you just have to acknowledge like, this is really fucking bad. Like, this period is bad. But also, I think when we look at this feeling of feeling out of control and like things are bad, focusing in on like what we can control, even if it requires just a little bit of discipline, can be a really good reminder that like we are in the driver's seat of our own lives. We can decide that we're so back whenever the fuck we want, which is the impetus for this week's episode. So let's get into this. How to feel hot during the holidays. So first of all, get a refresh to whatever extent that you can afford it monetarily and time-wise. Now, I know that like we have kids, we have jobs, we have things going on. So maybe it's not realistic to spend your time and money on 50 appointments like hair, nails, spray tan, Botox, whatever. So I think picking what would make you feel the best, and it can be as many of these things or as few of these things as you want, but just picking one to feel really great is worth it. So some ideas are like getting your nails done, getting a haircut, getting your hair color refreshed, getting a facial, getting your eyebrows done, getting a bikini wax, even if it's the winter time and you're like, no one's going to see it except for my partner, who the fuck cares? If you feel really gorgeous when you have a bikini wax or like a cute little landing strip, do it. These maintenance appointments can make you just feel really good, really on top of your shit. And even if you can only do one, it will definitely shift your confidence. Like when you're in a meeting and you're talking with your hands and you love how your nails look, or you get your hair refreshed and you just like love the way it's falling. All those things makes such a big impact on our mental health. And I've had to tell people in my life this before where they're like, oh, that's like frivolous. Like, I think that's such like an internalized, that's such an example of like internalized misogyny. Like when we as women think that beautifying treatments are like frivolous and stupid and a waste of money, they're not. Because if they make you feel good about yourself, that is literally good for your mental health. And sometimes how you feel on the outside can inform how you feel on the inside. I think it's a symbiotic relationship. So my God, like invest that time and money in whatever beauty treatments you can afford and that you want to do. Moving along, plan out your outfits for holiday parties and events. So we've all been there, right? Where like you're running late to a party and your whole room is a mess and you hate everything in your closet and you're like crying and having a mental breakdown, and maybe your sister or your partner or your parent is like, we got to go. We're going to be late to this party. We're going to be late to dinner, and your face is all splotchy and you're like, I don't even want to fucking go. You're just exhausted. Planning your outfits out in advance is how we can avoid this, okay? And I think during the holidays, there is so much pressure to shop. This is like the consumerism Super Bowl, you know, this time of year. You do not need to go out and get a fucking sequin top, sequin sweater. You don't. You really don't. You have something in your closet that will work fine. So we're going to talk about some outfit formulas, but I also recommend going on Pinterest or TikTok for outfit inspiration. Just take an afternoon or even an hour at night to kind of like look up inspo and then try on different outfit combos and see what you like the best. And it can really help you, like looking for inspo on Pinterest and TikTok can really help you reimagine things that you already have. And you will be shocked how you could take the same exact black sweater and jeans, but if you put them with a fun pair of heels and you do your hair in a different way, or like you pair it with like a fun handbag and some earrings that you never wear, jeans and a sweater can feel so special, so elevated, and so like holiday specific. And you didn't have to buy anything new. Also, if you have a black dress you love, I think pair that with some like sparkly earrings or a fun eye or lip. Like that is always a perfect like go-to holiday formula. And then if something doesn't feel like it's working outfit-wise, I really recommend taking a look at proportions and just being like, what is it about these proportions that aren't working? Like, this isn't holiday specific, but for years I tried to do like crew socks with leggings because that's what the hot girls of TikTok were doing. And then I realized a lot of the hot girls of TikTok that I was comparing myself to looked like Kaya Gerber. And Kaya Gerber is like very tall and has very long, very thin legs. And we're just built differently. And obviously we're both hot in our own beautiful ways. But like I'm short and muscular. So like an outfit that looked a certain way on Kaya wasn't necessarily going to look the same on me. And once I got to a point where I was like, okay, no show socks with leggings are what make me feel good, it truly changed how I felt in all my gym outfits. So if you're like, why isn't this working? Take a look at proportions. And a good rule of thumb to me is to juxtapose proportions to create some visual interest and like balance things out. So like big wide leg pants with a more slim fitted top, or like with a jacket that cinches at the waist always looks great. Or if you want to like show off some leg by wearing like a mini skirt or some short shorts with tights, then wear something with some volume on the top, like an oversized blazer or an oversized jacket or a big sweater. Like finding ways to juxtapose proportions always makes me feel really hot, and it always like kind of pulls the look together and makes it look very fashion. Also, speaking of fashion, I've said this in the past, but I do think when you're going to an occasion that you're excited for, you feel this need to either buy something new or like turn out some look that like, it feels like the Met Gala. It's so much pressure. But I will say like always go for comfort over anything else. And I do think if you do your research and you take the time and give yourself some time, there's a way to find that sweet spot comfort-wise in a stylish way. And yeah, when in doubt, go with a great pair of dark wash jeans because I think those can be easily dressed up or down. Add a fun pair of shoes, whether that's heels, flats, boots, whatever. A sweater of your choosing. It can literally be a black sweater or it can be a more fun like red sweater, a pop of color. And then add a cute bag or a belt or some fun accessories. You cannot lose. And let the hair and makeup do the talking. The hair and makeup is a powerful combo, okay? And what's also a powerful addition to any holiday outfit and my personal hot girl confidence is a tan. So we're going to talk about how to get a great tan at home, because if you're like me, you're a baddie on a budget. And I do think while a spray tan truly makes me feel extremely hot, an at-home tan does get the job done, especially in the winter when you're like mostly covered up. Like, let's not waste our money on a full body tan if we don't need to. So my favorite self-tanner is the Saint-Tropez Ultraviolet Tan. Now, in my extensive tanning research and experience, I find that self-tanners with violet undertones are pretty universal and they look good on everyone. And they give you that like deep, like just on vacation kind of tan. And I really like the Saint-Tropez ultraviolet tanning mousse because you can see it as you're applying it. You kind of know what you're doing, where you need to blend it. And then for my face, I like to do the Coco and Eve self-tanning mist. It's like a micro mist. I do it before bed. And then I'll take the Dolce Glow contour stick and contour. And in the morning, you look like you just went on vacation. And I'll usually like blend the contour stick. Like I'll put it where my contour should go and I'll blend it with a beauty blender so that there are no like harsh lines. But I wake up feeling so pretty when I use that combo. And by the way, everything is linked in the show notes. I can't remember if I already said that. All the products I mentioned are linked in the show notes in my Shop My. So check that out. So here's the method for getting the perfect at-home tan. First, you're going to dry brush. Now, this is not right out of the shower. The tan should be applied well before a shower. So I like to like do this like middle of the day, like Sunday afternoon, okay? Or like whatever, the afternoon, like the day before my event, let's say. So you're going to dry brush first. Then you're going to apply your self-tanner. It's very important to apply your self-tanner with a mitt because it helps you get the most surface area and the most even tan. When it comes to your hands and feet, I recommend getting a kabuki brush and taking whatever is left on the mitt, like when the mitt's a little damp, take a little bit of that on the kabuki brush and blend it into your hands. Make sure you claw out your fingers and carefully get like between your fingers, in your knuckles, on your wrists, on your knees, your feet, anywhere, elbows, anywhere where your skin like wrinkles naturally. You want to use less product and you want to use that kabuki brush with those small bristles to really get in those like tiny crevices in your skin. And then you're going to marinate. You're going to marinate for as long as you can. I like to marinate for 8 hours and because you really want to get that color in there. And then you're going to rinse. Okay, you're going to do a shower rinse. If you marinate for 8 hours, some tanning places will tell you only to like wash the essential areas and then just rinse the rest. But I generally find if I wait the full 8 hours, I'll use like a mild body soap and it's totally fine to do like a full shower. And then you're going to follow that with lotion because having moisturized skin helps your tan last longer. And who doesn't want glowy, beautiful, moisturized skin during the holidays? I'm currently using the Lucky 10 body butter, but also Kiehl's makes a great body butter that's been on my wish list for a while. So do a little lotion, do a little body butter after, and your tan is going to feel amazing. You're going to smell great. And yeah. Oh, also I've heard amazing things about a self-tanner brand called Luna Bronze. I've never tried it because I'm forcing myself to not buy new self-tanning products until I finish what I have. It's hard, but it's necessary. But I definitely recommend Luna Bronze because I've heard really, really good things. Check it out. Now, let's say you don't have time to do all that. You're like, Hannah, that is so many steps. That's so many products. I'm not in the fucking mood, but I do want to have like a tan vibe and feel like my skin is like smooth and sexy and has some color to it. There is a great body blurring makeup called Vita Liberata. And you can apply that with a kabuki brush as well. And it literally just makes it look like you have a tan. It's body makeup and it doesn't transfer. You're going to want to let it dry down, but looks great. Looks great on the legs. Like if you put it on your legs, you look like a real housewife at a reunion, like sitting on the couch with just the legs perfectly blurred and tanned. There's also a body makeup brand called Tinge, which I recently heard about on social media, but Ariana Madix swears by it on Love Island. And that really tells us everything we need to know because damn, she looked good on Love Island. So check out Tinge if you haven't already. And then finally, Vaseline makes this product called Vaseline Shimmering Gel, which, by the way, not that it matters, but I was into this product before Amanda Batula did like a deal with Vaseline, but I'm very passionate about it. It's basically just like a shimmery gel. They have one that's more bronzy and one that's a little more like peachy shimmery, but it literally gives your legs just that like smooth, shiny, again, Real Housewife at a reunion contoured look. And it smells incredible like vanilla. So I love putting it on my arms, my chest, my legs before an event to look like extra glowy. So yeah, never underestimate the power of a tan. It's very, very important. Okay, now let's get into food. And this is not like, I mean, I'm going to say trigger warning because if you have any sort of disordered eating, or I can't speak, disordered eating around food, you might not want to talk about it at all. So that's okay. But I kind of want to talk about it because I do find that like what I eat, like I love eating so much and it makes me so happy. And it's such a big part of the holiday season, as Dr. Barton and I kind of talked about. But I think a lot of people are afraid of food and overthink food around the holidays. And I want to talk about that a little bit. So first of all, let's just as a collective, like hold hands and acknowledge that this month we are probably going to eat and drink a lot, okay? We're going to indulge. It just is what it is, okay? We're holding hands. We've internalized that. Okay, we're going to take a deep breath. We forgive ourselves. We forgive ourselves. We're going to have fun, God forbid. So I went through years of beating myself up for indulging during the holidays at parties or, quote, falling off the wagon. I had a really intense cycle in college of like binging and purging where I would be super, quote, good when I was away at college. And then I would come home for winter break and I would just binge eat for like a month. And I felt horrible. And it made me really self-conscious and feel out of control. And I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want that for any of us. Like, it's so temporary. How we indulge during the holidays is so temporary. You look exactly the same now as you will at the end of the holidays. So like, do not spiral, okay? But something that's helped me, especially this year and last year, is like on the days where I'm not partying and on the days that I am, I try to drink a lot of water, as Dr. Barton talked about. And when I'm not at a party or like not out to eat and I'm like at home, I don't like to think about like, quote, eating healthy as like a punishment or like as a cause and effect type of thing. Like, well, I went to dinner last night and had pasta, so today I better eat this salad. Like, no, it's kind of more of an intuitive eating approach where like I get to a point where I'm like, damn, like I do miss like homemade food or I'm in the mood for a smoothie. That sounds good to me. So like try to just check in with your body during this indulgence season and be like, what am I in the mood for right now? Because like college me would be like, well, I'm in this headspace of like, well, it's the holidays, so nothing matters. So I'm going to eat a whole thing of cookies until I feel sick. And I'm going to go back to school and hate myself and only eat like salad and, you know, water for the next month or whatever. So now I try to just check in with myself throughout the holidays and literally take it like one meal at a time where it's like, what am I in the mood for right now? And I try to make like nutrient dense, like healthy, yummy foods accessible to myself. So what I like to do is it requires planning. Okay, it does. But what I like to do is I'll sit down on a Sunday morning and I'll go through like TikTok, like saved recipes on TikTok, or my favorite Substack, which is called Healthful Radiance. I'll link it in the show notes. There, I think it's like $5 a month. It's behind a paywall, but oh my God, you guys, there are so many good recipes. They're all healthy. It's all based around intuitive eating. And I literally look forward to every single recipe. Like everything is so good. So I'll go through Healthful Radiance and I'll write down on a piece of paper 2 breakfast options, 2 lunch options, 2 snack options, 2 dessert options, and then dinners for the week. Okay, so that's all written down. I'll literally write like week of and then the date, and then I'll write it all down, and then I'll put it on my fridge. And then I'll do whatever like meal prep is necessary, again, usually on a Sunday, but I'll like make it fun for myself. Like maybe I'll have a glass of wine or a Diet Coke. I'll put on a little movie, like especially during the holidays, I'll put on like a holiday movie. And I'll do my food prep so that whole week when I'm hungry, it's not this thing of like, oh, like I'm hungry, but there's nothing good in the fridge that looks appealing to me. So I'm going to like order food and like forget about the like nutrition of it, like spending unnecessary money on going out to eat when, you know, everything you have is right there. So it prevents like spending unnecessary money. It allows me to eat really delicious, healthy foods that I'm actually excited about. Because it's on my fridge, I don't have to do that thing where you open the fridge and you just stare at it for 5 minutes and you wonder what's in there. It's like, I already know what I'm going to eat because I planned it, and I planned it around healthy meals that were exciting to me. So yeah, I mean, we're not gonna beat ourselves up about how we eat this holiday season, but also we're gonna check in with ourselves and just be like meal to meal and just be like, what am I in the mood for? What does my heart want? What does my body want? What does my spirit want? We're gonna take it from there, okay? We're not doing this depressing boiled chicken and boiled broccoli bullshit, okay? Not during the holidays, not today, not now, not ever, okay? Food and drinking are celebratory things. Let yourself celebrate. You are not going to be 85 years old thinking about a number on the scale. You're going to think about fun New Year's Eves where you had delicious pigs in a blanket and toasted your lover, your best friend with champagne at midnight. Like, let yourself celebrate life with food and drinks. It's okay. Okay, so that brings us into movement. So to follow that, where I start getting mentally wobbly is when I don't move. So similar to what we talked about with Dr. Barton, we're going to move to reward ourselves, not punish ourselves. So some ideas for that are taking walks. There is a creator on TikTok. Her name's Hope Zuckerbrow. I love her. She invented this thing called cozy cardio, where she does it like first thing in the morning. She'll turn on like a vibey light and a movie. She'll make like a yummy coffee and just take like a 30 minute to 1 hour walk on her walking pad. Doesn't have to be fast. It's literally just about moving. And it took the internet by storm. I love this idea because it makes it feel like the movement is a gift to yourself and it's not you punishing yourself or bullying yourself into doing something. So try some cozy cardio. 5-minute workout video. Some of my personal favorites are old Tone It Up videos or Nicola Pilates. She does like really quick, short, like ab circuits and like full body stuff. I will say Nicola Pilates, Jake's convinced she's an AI woman because like her videos do look like a little AI, but I do think she's just like a real woman who like lives in like Stockholm or something. I don't know. But her cover images are very body checky. So if that's not your vibe, I don't recommend her, but I do like her videos because they have this like very mellow, like lo-fi music and she like barely talks to you and they're like 5 to 10 minutes. So they're very accessible and they do pack a punch. Another idea for fun movement is doing a dance party with your kids or your nieces and nephews or yourself or your partner or your cat. I love just putting on music and dancing around, dancing it out. Also, if you're one of those people that like finds mental clarity from cleaning, never underestimate cleaning as a great workout, okay? My mom, RIP, every Saturday, she would put on her big t-shirt, put her hair on top of her head. Around like 1, she would crack open the box of wine, make it a little party for herself, and just deep clean the house from top to bottom and watch Bravo all day. And she had a fucking blast. So never underestimate the power of cleaning for a workout. And it always feels nice to have a soothing space. And then when you're done, you can light a candle, watch season 2 of Real Housewives of New Jersey, you know, clock how fucking annoying Jacqueline Laurita is, and have yourself a gorgeous, gorgeous day. So yeah. Oh, also, one more YouTube creator who I love, also TikTok creator, is Gabby George. I've talked about her on the podcast before. But whoever's videos you do, I'm not kidding, like 5 minutes is all you need to feel good. Also, stretching is great. Because also I find that like this is such an anxiety-inducing time of year with like social anxiety or like money anxiety or anxiety around family. Those can all be so present during the holidays. And when I'm feeling anxious, it's counterintuitive to move, but like the absolute like worst thing I can do when I'm anxious is sit still on my couch and scroll on my phone. Like it's truly the worst thing I can do. And so as hard as it is, put the phone down, move your body, go for a walk, make it fun for yourself. Same with food, make it fun for yourself so that it's something you can look forward to and it can keep you feeling hot, feeling energized so that you can enjoy your holiday season. Okay, last category is beauty. Actually, no, I lied. Second to last category. So first thing I recommend is find a signature scent for the holiday season and just wear it to everything. I think it feels so powerful and like feminine and sexy to just have one scent and commit to it. So as you're going to all your holiday events, you're like, this is my holiday era. And a perfume I'm loving, I got a sample of it over my birthday from Sephora, but I think I'm going to get a full size. The Kayali Vanilla 28. I know every hot girl on TikTok loves it, but it's for a reason. It's a really beautiful, like delicate, balanced vanilla scent that's not too sweet. And I think it's perfect for the holidays, but find a signature scent and just wear that shit all season long. Also, makeup. Okay, so all my favorite makeup products are linked in my Shop My, but try different makeup hacks. Like take the time to go on TikTok. I'll link some of my favorite creators in the show notes and just try different makeup techniques. And I will say, like for me, also I'm going to link my tutorial that I do for my like favorite everyday makeup in the show notes. But a tip from me is like when I'm tired, I actually don't like to do a lot of drama on the eyes, even if it's nighttime, because sometimes I find when I'm tired, having like a heavy eye makes me look sleepier. So when in doubt, my recommendation is to just focus on like glowy skin, glowy eyes, clean girl vibes, because that will let your features shine. You're going to look incredible. And it's really all you need. So yeah, my tutorial is linked in the show notes, and then my favorite products are linked to in my Shop My under Hot Girl Glow Up Essentials. Also, a hot girl gift I like to give myself some time is doing a lymphatic drainage massage on my face. So you can use your fingers or you can use a gua sha. I linked a tutorial in the show notes for you. And I'll just use face oil from Trader Joe's, like cheap vitamin E oil, and go to town. The tutorial that I linked in the show notes is super relaxing. It has this like very calming music. So I hope you love it. But it's really crazy how just taking like 5 to 10 minutes to do a gua sha or like lymphatic drainage massage on your face can make you feel so sculpted and snatched and depuffed. And then let's get into skincare. So skincare during the holidays, again, maybe you're eating a lot of sugar, maybe you're drinking a lot of alcohol. I'm absolutely doing both of those things and having a blast. But skincare so sometimes, that being said, sometimes my skin freaks out a little bit. The one product that you need, especially if you can't swing a facial this time of year, is the IS Clinical Active Peel Treatment System. Okay. It's like $100. And I know that's a lot, but guess what's more expensive? Facials. And this gives you 30 days, like 30 packets of this 2-step system. So step 1 is like, it's basically like a mini peel on your skin. It like exfoliates away your skin. It gives your skin this like amazing tingle, and the pads smell so good. And you will wake up so fucking glowy. So you're going to do it at night before bed. You do step 1, you like wipe your face down with it on clean skin. You wipe your face down, let it sit for 2 minutes, then follow with step 2, which is like soothing botanicals. And then you're going to follow with like moisturizer, serums, whatever. You wake up the next morning, you literally look so glowy, like you just got a facial. Okay. If you were going to invest in one skincare thing, not just during the holidays, but in general, I'm not kidding. I come from financial scarcity. I get really stressed about spending money, but the IS Clinical Active Peel Treatment System is that girl. It is amazing. Linked in my Shop My. Check it out. And also, if you do try it, please DM me and report back, because I know you're going to love it and I'm very excited for you. Okay. Also, moisturize. Maybe you're not drinking as much water this time of year. I forget often. Okay. I have a full fridge right now stocked with Diet Dr. Pepper and Diet Coke, and I'm feeling very powerful. That said, in my excitement, I am forgetting to drink as much water as I probably should. So do not forget to moisturize. Obviously, moisturizing from the inside out with water is the best, but like putting moisturizer on before bed is going to make you feel snatched and glowy. 2 other products, though, that I did not have in my skincare routine for years, but that I added in July when I got a new esthetician and she recommended it, were toner and hyaluronic acid. Okay. For so long, I left them out of my routine. I didn't think they were necessary, but I've added them in, and my skin is so much glowier, and I get facials way less than I used to. And I do feel like the results like sustain themselves. So I wanted to give you a play-by-play of my nighttime skincare routine and what I use. So step 1, I use Trader Joe's vitamin E oil. I loosen up all my makeup. Okay. Then I wipe that off with a clean pad with Garnier micellar water. Then from there, I cleanse. Okay, I cleanse for at least a full minute. Maybe I double cleanse if it's nighttime with La Roche-Posay cleanser. Okay, and then I rinse. I follow that with toner. I love to use the Bioma toner. It's super affordable, but it's really nice and milky. And what toner does, because I did not know, toner and hyaluronic acid are going to moisturize your skin and help your serums absorb better into your skin barrier. So you're going to rinse, you're going to follow with toner, you're going to follow that with hyaluronic acid. Then you're going to follow at night. I like to follow that with snail mucin if I really want extra hydration, but not necessary. And then you're going to do your serums. So I really like the IS Clinical Retinol. It's like a retinol moisturizer, but I only do this 3 times a week max because it's powerful and it will dry your skin out. And then I follow that with La Roche-Posay moisturizer. La Roche-Posay is great if you're looking for like really awesome skincare that is not going to break the bank. I literally use La Roche-Posay cleanser, moisturizer, SPF. I'm obsessed. So check it out if you haven't already. And then in the morning, it's not super different, but my morning skincare routine is I don't wash my face in the morning usually. I'll do toner, hyaluronic acid, vitamin C serum. Right now I'm using the vitamin C serum from Innisfree. It's great. It's a Korean skincare brand and it's super affordable. And then I'll follow that with moisturizer and sunscreen. And again, by getting up a little bit earlier in the morning, you give yourself time to do all these steps because there's nothing worse than waking up late and being like, oh shit, I don't have time to do my skincare. And then you've gone all day without wearing sunscreen, which we all know is not very nice to do to yourself or your skin. So this holiday season, even though we're all tired and it's the end of the year, I do recommend just giving yourself that extra like 20 minutes. Just set your alarm like 20 minutes earlier so that before the kids get up, before the dog needs to go on a walk, you can brush your teeth and do your skincare at least so that you feel snatched and ready to go for the day. And then if you want to do your hair and makeup on top of that, give yourself like 40 minutes like I do. Join me at that 5 a.m. Alarm time, and take some time to listen to a podcast and do your face. And then other hot girl add-ons when I really want to feel great and special is doing a hair mask. There's one from Colleen Rothschild that smells incredible and it makes your hair so shiny and soft. I love it. I feel so luxe when I use it. It comes in this really like pretty pink little jar, and so it's just like fun to feel very like influencery every time I use it. And then, like I mentioned, body butter. I think taking the time to use body butter and body lotion after a shower is just such a gift for yourself. And there's just nothing more fun than walking around an event knowing that between your body butter, your signature holiday scent, your hair products, you smell like a fucking dream. I got in Danny's car last week because we went to dinner and he was like, "Oh my God, Hannah, like I'm like hot for you right now. You smell so good." And I was like, that feels amazing. Like nothing feels better than someone hugging you and being like, "You smell so good." So let yourself smell good. Let yourself enjoy the glorious femininity of taking your time to find body products and hair products that you love that smell amazing. Just walk around in your own cloud of hotness. And then finally, my final hot girl tip heading into the holiday season is practice posing at home. Now, I know this sounds stupid, but kind of going back to what I said at the beginning about the influencer event, I used to feel so dumb, like serving face and serving poses at events, even if it was like a family event. Like I thought people were going to make fun of me, but like who the fuck cares? Like you deserve to feel hot in photos, and that takes a little bit of practice, okay? So some tips from me that I've learned in my hot girl research are always position your body at a 45-degree angle. So we're not going to go all the way to the side. We're not going to go all the way to the front. Give your body a little bit of angle because angles of any kind always look good on camera, and I find it has an elongating and sexy hot girl effect. Also, I like to put one leg out in front of me. If you look at my fit check pictures on Instagram, you will notice there's always one leg in front of me because it elongates my lines, it makes my legs look longer, and it makes me feel really hot. Highly recommend. Also, you can push your hips back a little to kind of give you, like it kind of accentuates your waist if you push your hips back a little, and then you're going to want to push your shoulders back. So even though from the side it might look insane, I'm telling you, you'll look snatched on camera. And seriously, like take a video of yourself trying different poses and trying different things and practice. Like who the fuck cares? Because there's nothing worse than being at an event where like you feel great, you love your outfit, you love your hair, you love your makeup, and then someone takes a photo of you and you're like, is that what I look like? Like, what the fuck? Why? And it can crush your confidence. And of course, by the way, bad photos happen. You know why? Because so much has to be right for good photos to happen. It is not you, babe. It is lighting. It is angles. It is the camera. It's your position to the camera. It's the camera's position to you. So truly do not let like your random aunt taking a candid photo of you at Christmas like fuck you up and make you have any sort of dysmorphia, because bad pictures happen to everyone, but we can practice these things and then we can empower ourselves so that when we're in front of a camera, we know what to do. And it takes a lot of time and practice, but like there's nothing more fun than when someone's like, let's take a picture, and you just immediately know how to serve, and then you look at it and you're like, fuck yeah, I look good. Also, like I said, creating angles is good. So if you don't know what to do with your hands or your arms, create a little separation from your body. So like a hand on the hip is great, or like put your hands together and act like you're holding like a little tiny pea. You'll see like a pea, like a vegetable. You'll see celebrities do this on the red carpet a lot because it creates like a little distance between your arms and your body. And it has sort of this casual, effortless vibe, but it always looks really beautiful. And it has a very just like hot, feminine, effortless vibe to it as a pose. And I think that's it. Is that it? Push your butt and shoulders back, especially if you're standing in the middle. I stand by that. But yeah, just remember, like, so many things have to be aligned for a photo to be good. So do not shit on yourself if you have a one-off photo during the holiday season. It is not you. It is not you. Those are all my hot girl tips. I hope they're helpful. Message me and let me know what you think. We're going to close out the episode with grow up. And I'm really proud of mine this week. So the first one is the yassification of the rats in the Nutcracker. Grow up, okay? The Nutcracker is a classic ballet, and the rats are iconic. And they got yassified because of fucking TikTok culture within the last few years. And now everyone is choreographing the Nutcracker in a way that makes the rats this like comedic, kitschy, campy, cheesy, tacky bit. And I understand that like Nutcracker is like a lot of families go. I don't give a fuck. Some of us millennials had to go to the Nutcracker as children and we're scared of the rats. And guess what? It's called character building. It's called growth. Okay. They are not supposed to be cute and funny. They are supposed to be scary. They are rats who run around and dance and like sword fight the Nutcracker. They're not supposed to be cute. They're not supposed to be like, yas. They're supposed to be spooky. So can we just grow up and let them be spooky? Ugh. Okay, next. Grow up. Asking someone, where are you going all dressed up? Or being like, you're dressed up. Grow the fuck up. Especially during the holidays, like commenting on how dressed up someone is, grow the fuck up. Grow up. It's not my fucking fault that you wore like a sports jersey to a Christmas party. Like you're not going to make me feel stupid for wearing a faux fur coat and some cute Sam Edelman slingbacks. No, you're fucking not. I'm so sorry that you didn't feel like putting in some effort. I'm so sorry that you think fashion is stupid and frivolous. That must be really boring for you, that you can't have fun getting dressed up and looking sharp and looking snazzy. But guess what, baby? It's not my fucking problem. So don't try and passive aggressively put me down by going, oh, you're dressed up. Where are you going all dressed up? Grow up. And maybe, just maybe, put on a nice outfit and see how you feel. See how you feel. But if you're insecure, if you're too insecure to get gussied up and own it and take up space in this world, don't take that shit out on me. Grow up. Ooh, that was freeing. Thank you so much for listening, y'all. I love you so, so much. If you love this podcast, leave it a rating and a review. Share it to your story on Instagram. Comment on YouTube. Comment on Spotify. Share it with a friend. If you don't follow me already, follow me at Hannah Erin Brown on Instagram, TikTok, Substack, Threads. I'm on Threads now. All the things. So give me a follow. And keep an ear out because I'm going to be doing a lot of guest appearances on some really fun podcasts soon. So keep an ear out, keep an eye out on socials. And I love you all, and I will see you soon. Bye.